The battle over a pandemic relief package in Congress. White House correspondent Karen Travers joins us with more on that. Karen, President Biden signaled that he may be willing to compromise with Republicans. So what parts of the bill are being considered there?
Yeah, Diane, for now, President Biden is really holding his cards close, and even Republicans are, too. There's not a lot of details right now out there in the public as they're trying to do the negotiating behind the scenes, but it's still early in these negotiations. And today, President Biden, well, we just heard him say he is confident that some Republicans will get behind his $1.9 trillion COVID relief proposal. He was also telling Democrats on a phone call this morning that, yes, they will be able to compromise. Yes, he thinks that they can do that, but there are certain lines in the sand that he is not going to cross. And here's a big one. He is standing firm on his promise for the direct payments to most Americans. $1,400 checks, that's what his proposal calls for right now. And he has said to House Democrats on that phone call today, compromise is one thing, but he is not going to break a promise to the American people. And he said right now, we have to go big on this.
And Karen, have Republicans indicated whether they would support the bill if President Biden makes some of these compromises?
Yeah, one thing that I think they can focus on to start with how they can get some negotiations and compromise is on those direct payments. You know, the Republican proposal that was put out this week calls for $1,000 payments for Americans that make up to $50,000 a year. President Biden's plan calls for $1,400 checks for Americans that make up to $75,000. And we heard from the president today, according to sources on that phone call that he had with House Democrats, that perhaps they could narrow down the target of who gets those checks. So while he won't come down on the price, $1,400, maybe the number of Americans that get it could be something that they could negotiate with Republicans. Senator Mitt Romney, who's one of the 10 Republicans that is putting forward this counteroffer to President Biden's plan, just about a third of what the president wants, he says if the price tag doesn't come down, Republicans are not going to get behind President Biden on this one. They're just too far apart right now. And Terry, a big sticking point for Republicans, according to Mitt Romney and others, is the billions, hundreds of billions of dollars right now that the president wants to see go to state and local governments. Romney and other Republicans say that is just too hefty of a price tag.
And Karen, a big part of the president's overall pandemic plan is aimed at getting children back into school. Now, that seems like a goal Republicans share. So how is the White House hoping to do that?
Well, first, they really want Congress to put out a lot of money. Part of the president's COVID relief plan calls for $130 billion just to go to safely reopening schools. They say that's going to help with testing standards, that will help with the cleaning and necessary HVAC updates that need to be put into place in order to get kids back into the classroom. But today it was interesting. A little bit of a differences maybe between the CDC director and the White House. The CDC director on a conference call with reporters said, that right now, their belief is that vaccination is not a prerequisite to getting teachers back into the classroom, reopening schools safely. She said that's according to data. The White House was asked about that, and Press Secretary Jen Psaki was very quick, I think, to say that that is not official CDC guidance right now, that the federal government is still putting together that guidance, and that the president, of course, would like to see teachers prioritized for vaccines. But for now, they're leaving that up to states to set their priority lists.
Karen Travers in Washington, thanks very much for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.